from the Daily Mail. Taxpayer-funded guaranteed income programs that hand struggling families up to $36,000 with no strings attached are being rolled out across the country, according to the Daily Mail. The schemes, whose total value exceeds $125 million, have emerged in popularity have surged in popularity since the pandemic, as progressive leaders embrace cash handouts to support Americans below the poverty line. But the radical projects have been criticized after it emerged that one mother of three in Washington, D.C., spent more than half of a $10,800 lump sum payment on a luxury holiday to Miami, along with a new wardrobe for her children and a glow-up for herself. Kenethia Miller, 27, spent $6,000 on the vacation for herself, her partner, and their 3 children, purchased 15 new outfits for the children, and spent $180 on a haircut. She was given the money through the first project in the country to offer money as a lump sum rather than monthly payments. Similar programs in cities from Los Angeles to New York offer payments of up to $1,000 per month for 3 years with no conditions on how the cash is spent. Ongoing projects will deliver more than $125 million to nearly 10,000 Americans nationwide across more than 30 programs. And again, these are all, so we know that there are plenty of welfare programs out there, but these are no strings attached, cash payments where we're just given the cash and saying, do whatever you want with it. And obviously it's a terrible idea. Well, it's terrible if your goal is to actually lift people out of poverty and to make the country a better and more prosperous place and so on. If that's your goal, then this is the worst possible thing you could do in pursuit of that goal. But if your goal is to demoralize the population and make people even more helpless and dependent and vulnerable and utterly incapable of caring for themselves than they already are, then this is a fantastic way of achieving that objective. And as we know, for the politicians who come up with these schemes, their goal is very much the latter. And there are 2 basic reasons why this sort of idea is terrible. Terrible, again, if you care about the future of the country and you want to make people's lives better. The first is that obviously giving someone a $10,000 check with no strings attached, it is only going to help them in the long term if they have a lot of discipline and if they budget smartly and if they save or invest a large portion of the check while using the rest on essential items that they need for themselves or their children. So, something like this could be a big help to somebody if they take it and they go, okay, well, so I got $10,000 lump sum from the taxpayers. Thank you very much. I'm going to take $8,000 and I'm going to save it right away. I'm going to put that away. I'm going to save it, and then I'm going to use $1,000 and I'm going to buy a whole bunch of non-perishable food items. Okay, so I'll build like a stockpile of food, so we have extra food, and then I'm going to take the rest and I'm going to pay off some overdue bills, maybe credit card debt, whatever. I'm going to try to get myself out of whatever hole I'm in right now. Financial experts thought we were in the clear. While experts anticipated rate cuts, inflation in the United States is still a significant economic concern. Think about it. The U.S. is in the hole by $34 trillion, and yet we keep printing money, which pushes the prices you pay every day even higher. So you can bury your head in the sand, or you can do something about it. Diversify a portion of your savings into gold with Birch Gold Group. Gold is your hedge against inflation, and Birch Gold makes it easy to own. They'll help you convert your existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold, and you won't pay a penny out of pocket. Make gold part of your saving strategy and buy it from Birch Gold. They've been the exclusive gold partner of the Daily Wire for over 7 years now, literally helping thousands of listeners, and they can help you too. Text Walsh to 989898 and get your free info kit on gold, then talk to a precious metal specialist about protecting your savings from persistent inflation with gold. Text Walsh to 989898 now. Let's say people do something like that. Well, if that's how it's spent, then in that individual case, we could say that the money has really helped that person. And they're now in a better long-term spot today than they were before the money was given to them. The problem is that not everyone is going to use the money that way. In fact, it's highly unlikely that even a majority will use it that way. And I find it hard to believe that a significant minority will use it that way. Like if you give $10,000 to 10,000 of the lowest earning people in any given area, I would be shocked if even 1,000 of them were to use the money that way, in a way that's like planning for the future in a way where we're not just blowing it all right off the bat. I'd be shocked if 1,000 did. And by the way, this has nothing to do with the fact that they're poor. If you gave $10,000 in, quote, free money to 10,000 people, regardless of their income level, if you just choose totally at random, and so you've got poor people and rich people and people in between, and you just give them all $10,000, say, here you go. You still are going to get only a very small minority who use the money in a smart way, according to a wise long-term plan. And why is that? Well, because human nature is what it is. And we also happen to live in a consumerist culture where people are wired to spend money. In this economy, we're also required to spend money more than we want to. But regardless of the state of the economy, we're always looking for ways to spend what we have. And we're surrounded all the time by messaging. It's like everywhere you go, everything you look at, it's always buy this, buy that, buy this. So it's constant. And so it takes just an extraordinary amount of self-discipline to not basically spend everything you have the moment you get it. And most people don't have that kind of self-discipline because that's just, if self-discipline was like, if self-discipline was in, if we had a surplus of self-discipline in this culture, we'd live in a utopia, but we don't. So the point is, we act like, the woman who blows it on a vacation is an outlier or she's abusing the system or whatever, but she's actually not. That's what the system wants her to do. Take it, spend it, keep nothing, save nothing, and have a nice couple of weeks, and then revert right back to the state of dependency that you were in before the money was given to you. That's exactly what they want. That's how it is designed. Which is also, by the way, why they offer a lump sum payment in the first place. I mean, the whole idea is terrible, but if you're going to do it, why would you even have a lump sum option? If somebody wants a lump sum payment, it's clear right away that they just want to have all that money and they want to spend it. And second, aside from how the money is spent, aside from the fact that almost everyone just blows through free money when you give it to them, the greater point is that, of course, the free money is not free money. It didn't fall out of the sky. It did not appear out of thin air. It was taken. It was taken from American families and it was given to other people. And that is theft. And I don't care who does it. I don't care what the supposed reason is for it. I wouldn't even care if the politicians who came up with these schemes were really driven by their deep desire to help the less fortunate. They're not. But I wouldn't care if they were, because you have no right to take this money. You have no right to take it and give it away like it's Wheel of Fortune. Okay, there's just a difference between taking tax money and, in theory, using it to build roads and that sort of thing, and using it for things that everybody in theory could benefit from. Like that's a legitimate form of taxation. But taking money from an individual and just giving it to another individual, to the detriment of the one individual and the benefit of the other individual, doing that is theft. And I would say every form of that is theft. I don't know how else to look at it. And it's an indirect form of theft, at least for the person who's benefiting from it. It's indirect. Like, they're not just reaching into your pocket. They're going through politicians to do it, but it is theft, and it's wrong every single time. Hey, YouTube, thanks for listening to the show. If you'd like access to my full show with no ads, you should go to dailywire.com and use promo code Walsh to get 2 months free on all annual plans. See you there.